Hi everybody, my name's Maria and this is my very first process video for digital or traditional scrapbooking. So I apologize right off the bat, it's going to be a little rough. I welcome any comments. I made it because I love watching videos. I'm addicted to Mercy Tierra's videos, Nicole Jones 911. I've learned a lot by watching Traci Reed and Jessica Sprague, and just wanted to contribute. So if you feel like this is worthwhile, please let me know. If you feel like it's not really that useful, let me know. If you have any suggestions of any kind, I welcome all of it. So here I've already added my pictures to the template and cropped them. And I'm also adding 4x6 cards behind the photos, and then once I fill in those spots, then I'll go through all the 3x4 cards. I'm using Traci Reed's, she calls it her Pocket Life collection. This is the June collection, and I love, love, love. I get them every month. They're bright and creative, unique, filled with lots and lots of all different kinds of embellishments. They're just my go-to for digital project life. I started doing digital project life recently, but I've been digital scrapbooking for a while. This is a CS3, Photoshop CS3. It's very old. A lot of you have the newer version of Photoshop or Photoshop Elements, and the commands are still pretty similar, but I'm very cheap, and if it's not broke, I'm not going to fix it. So I'm going to tell you right off the bat, this is not a beginner video for digital pocket life. And if there's anything in there, some things I slow down. I can explain some things in a little bit better detail. But in the future, if there's anything you want me to slow down and discuss in more detail, please let me know. If you see me doing anything and there's a better way to do it, please let me know. Right there, I was just grabbing a color from the Love This portion of that 3x4 card to add a stroke outline to that photo. I do stroke outlines a lot because I like to use that to set it off from the background, the pictures from the backgrounds. And I never go past 10 pixels with the stroke outline because then it starts rounding off the corners, and I don't really like that look. So there, I'm just showing you the detail box for the shadow effects. Again, I don't know if I said this, but I use the Mommyish shadow collection from Pixels and Company. It's a no-brainer. It's all thought out. You just find what you need to add a shadow to and click on it. There's shadows for flare, cardstock, photo or paper, ribbons, wood veneer. It's just so easy. So I'll typically add those shadows as I'm going along, because that way I know right what I'm working with. So I'll continue adding the 3x4 cards and resizing photos, adding shadows. When I'm resizing the photos, I typically will grab the corners and drag them in, and then to reposition, I'll hold down my left mouse button and drag it, and then fine tune it with the arrow keys. There, I'm just covering up the lettering on that card. I liked the color, but the wording didn't really fit the pictures. So, and there I added another stroke outline, white, to those two square photos, and then just reposition them a little bit as well. So now I'm looking for some more 3x4 cards. This one, when I traditional scrapbook, I've been scrapbooking for about 17 years, I think. I was a creative memory consultant, then went to digital because it was more portable and I could scrapbook while I was watching the kids' sports practices and things like that. So, but I love to use like my X-Acto knife and cut things out and make it more 3D. So I'm trying to kind of add that 3D effect by using my magic wand tool. I'm playing around here a little bit because I never can remember which boxes to check, but it's anti-alias and contiguous. So that selects the little flag, then you invert the selection, and then you hit delete to get rid of all the background. Then you can just drag it over. And then I go back, I hit Control Z to back up. And remember, when you're closing this out, don't save it, because then you'll lose your original. But basically, I go and drag that to a new layer on top of the existing card, and then I'll add a shadow to it. And then what I'm doing now is just removing the portion of the shadow that falls on top of the top border of the photo to make it look more realistic. And right there, I took a little too much off, so now I hit Control Z, one of my favorite shortcuts, backed up, and then redid it so that little black line wasn't showing. Now I'm just selecting two papers. I'm going to use the grouping option, or I'm grouping the paper to that black rectangular 4x6 layer below it. And again, that's one of those things that most Photoshop people know how to do, but if you don't, I can try to explain it slower and more in detail in a future video if you'd like. Again, I'm telling you that I am not an expert. Everything I've learned pretty much is by trial and error. I'm not as fast as a lot of people. This video took about 2 hours, and so that's why it sped up so fast, because I didn't want to subject you to that. And I think I actually lost part of the video as well. So here I'm just working on the title card. These are like a glass ombre alphabet, and it's gorgeous. So I'm going to spell out week 23. I drag over all the alphabets that I need to the canvas, and then I hit Control Tab to kind of search through what's there and drag it onto the actual canvas, the actual card. So you'll see I'm doing that there. Yeah, you got to make sure you're highlighting not the background, the card itself, but the actual letter. And then, but if you accidentally grab something by mistake and move it, you just hit Control Z. So again, I'm just looking, I'm going to be grabbing the E here in a minute. Again, I'm sorry for the amateurish nature of this video. I'm going to try to work out the kinks. So here I'm looking for the E. So I'll grab that and drag it onto the card. And then in order to, because there's two E's in the word week, so if you want to duplicate something, all you need to do is hold down the Alt key, and you'll get a double arrow. Your cursor turns into a double arrow, a white and black arrow, and you just basically click and drag it over, and it makes an exact copy of what you're doing, what you're working on. My other favorites, as far as shortcuts go, I love, again, the Control Z or Control Alt Z. I love the marquee tool and the selection tools. I use the bucket tool a lot to change the colors of letters. There I'm selecting all the letters of the word week so that I can drag them up as one unit and resize them if I need to. And at that point, I lost the rest of the video, so you don't see me typing in the captions and adding the washi tape and things like that. But here's a little bit of close-up. See, you can see the shadow really clearly on those alphabet. That's the alpha shadow from the Mommy-ish collection from Pixels and Company. The social media card is from Peppermint Creative, I believe, .com. See the tags, the washi tape, everything came from the Traci Reed kit. And the sequins, that I used the Insta Weather app for that kite photo. And I added a noteworthy tab to the karate card. You see the summer flare there on the right with the anchor. To the left of that is a staple that came from an earlier Traci Reed kit. Thanks again for watching, and again I apologize for the poor quality and we'll try to do a better job, and I welcome any comments. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.